Okay, everybody, welcome. We are here live in Orlando, Florida. This is the Fresh Bunch podcast from Jet Fresh Flowers. I am luckily enough to be joined here by Renee Tucci, the current president of AIFD, and just a good friend and a cool person to hang out with. So thank you, Renee, for joining us.
Thank you, Ryan. I love being a part of the Fresh Bunch. Always a pleasure to be with you guys.
You're a dedicated fan. You're a loyal listener.
I am a day one freshie.
Yeah.
Yes. First time, long time. No, second time, third time. I don't remember how many times.
A couple times easily. For those of you who don't know, we have a podcast that comes out every week. It's basically an industry podcast where we interview people around the industry. We talk shop. We get to know their story, how they got into the industry, and what their struggles are, what their day-to-day life is like, and all kinds of stuff in between that.
Yeah, their show drops every Friday, and I listen every Friday.
Yeah, thank you. Well, we're here live. We have a studio audience for the second time AIFD has let us come and do that. This time we actually have an audience. Last time it was just a few stragglers, but
we introduced the Spotlight stage last year as part of Symposium to allow our sponsors like Jet Fresh an opportunity to really have like a more intimate situation with attendees, and it's really picking up steam.
Thank you. Yeah, no, this is great. This is an added bonus for us because the expo portion of it for the sponsors is only one day, so it's a great way to just keep us here and keep us involved.
Yeah, just another fun thing to experience at Symposium.
Can we get a quick round of applause so the audience can hear you guys, so they know that you're real? Because we can just play the applause sound and they won't know the difference, but it's for us, it sounds better for you here. So, Renee, the theme of this show this year is Elevate. Could you tell us what that means to you and like how you elevate as a designer, as an artist, as a flower lover?
Yeah, so as we were planning for Elevate, when Vonda Lefevre and Randy Wooten, our symposium coordinators, were picking their theme and thinking about what they wanted to convey to the floral industry, they landed on the word elevate with the tagline, "When we elevate others, we elevate ourselves." And that hit so close to home for me as an educator who works with floral design students and just as a person in this industry. It's unlike any other that I know of. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no gatekeeping. We share with each other and teach each other, and that's just elevating every day.
I love that. Yeah. No, you definitely see that. This is very much a community kind of group. People, you could tell the relationships have been long set, and people are, for example, we have our designer Olga here, and she's here to support her other AIFD graduates and people that are coming up in the industry. So it's really cool to see that elevating across the board.
Yeah. It's funny that you say graduates because as a member, when you get inducted, the class that you get inducted with is kind of like like you get bonded,
right?
But then every year a new class
trauma bond is it?
No. Well, maybe. But every year a new class comes in, and the family just grows and grows and grows. And regardless if you're a member, if you're CFD, if you're just a flower fan, we want you to be here. We want you to be a part of this week that we do every year. And it's just all love, wall-to-wall love.
Absolutely. So this is your last year as president? Is that how it works?
Well, yes. It's a one-year term in leadership with AIFD, which leadership and service is a big part of our mission. When you come onto the board, it's a commitment. You work your way up, start in, maybe secretary or vice president, then president-elect. And now I'm finishing my year as president. After this week, I will move into past president for a year, and then I will be back with the common folk.
Okay, then it's back to square one. You have to start over if you want to do it again.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I'll start over. I'll move on to something else. But being in leadership with this group of people has just been such an incredible honor for me, a true high point for my professional career. So if any of you are thinking about getting involved in a chapter level or a national level, please let me know, because as past president, I'm in charge of nominations and elections, and you sure would make my job easier if you let me know that you want to get involved, because we want to have you.
Could you let those who don't know how, like the chapters and the sections? Is it state? Is it section? Can you kind of?
Ryan, I'm so glad you asked. So for AIFD, we have 6 chapters. We have Northeast, Southern, North Central, South Central, Northwest, and and Southwest chapters. So that's a great way to get involved with AIFD, more on a local or a regional level.
Right.
And then we actually have 3 international societies. We have the Latin American Society, the Chinese Society, and the Korean Society. So we really are a global organization. And I know that I'm very involved on the national level, but my heart is on the regional chapter level because that's where we can really get, down and dirty, I'll say, with local education, really reaching everyone in the industry, and then hopefully inspiring them to join us once a year here at Symposium.
Yeah, absolutely. And I saw that the Latin American group got their pins officially. They made it official. So
yes.
Which is really cool to see.
And the Korean Society is working on their pins.
Okay.
And so all of our international societies are really growing. The momentum is huge, and we just have so much potential for the future.
There's a really strong pin game at AIFD.
We like our flair.
Oh, yeah.
For
I've
sure,
seen some
we
good
like
amount
our
of flair. Yeah.
Actually, it's funny you say that. This morning I had to choose which flair I was putting on, and so I decided on just the one. Just the
one?
Just
is there a minimum number that it needs to be?
This week, just the one. But we love being together every year. I think that's the one thing that I consistently hear from attendees, and we see it in the surveys, is just how much we love to be together as a flower family and share in this flower love.
I love that. Yeah, I agree. No, this is definitely very much, it feels like a family. That definitely is the vibe that you get just being here as a sponsor or like an outside kind of, not a designer, kind of looking in at it. But yeah, it's pretty cool to see. They just finished one of the first main stages, Donald Yim and Tim Farrell, the wolf and the dragon, or the dragon and the wolf.
I think the dragon and the wolf, yeah.
Okay, great presentation. Loved it. I'm curious if there has been, since you've been doing these shows, is there a main stage program that's really kind of like changed alter your brain chemistry?
Oh, well, there's one every year that usually rises above. It is hard, like your kids, it's hard to pick a favorite, but actually the main stage program that sticks with me the most is one of the very first ones I ever saw at my first symposium in 2010 in Boston, Massachusetts. I really didn't know what I was walking into when I arrived at that symposium. Being at that symposium literally changed my life. I went home. I left the job I was at. I moved to a new job where I could be more creative. It just literally opened up a whole world for me. But the program during that symposium that really changed it for me was actually by a designer named BJ Dyer from Colorado. And he featured magnets and how you could use magnets in your designs with flowers to create constructions that are out of this world. And
interesting.
That to me was so mind-blowing and just scratched the surface at what you can find in floristry.
You're right. That sounds crazy. I'm really curious now when you said that, like, I wonder if magnets change the performance of the flowers in any kind of way, like.
Well, that's a great question.
With the energy,
that's a really great question from an energy perspective. If we're going to go down the woo-woo lane, which I am all about, but he also used it to just magnetize flowers together and to build constructions.
That makes sense.
It was out of this world.
When will you be next on the main stage? Any programs coming up for you?
I don't know if my place is on the main stage. I'm more of a backstage girl, but I was on the main stage once a few years ago in Las Vegas with Teleflora, and they made me dance on the stage. And
they made you, or you volunteered?
I thought it was a good idea when we were planning it. When it actually came time to do it, I was quite nervous, but I'm glad we did it in the end.
If I remember correctly, you were already taking like dance classes or something? Or...
No, we took a dance class in the hallway before we went on the stage.
That one. Okay. Wow. Okay.
It was a learn trial by fire kind of thing, and you talk about a trauma bond. I was so nervous to do that my partner John Hosek, who guided me so gracefully on that stage, we will always have that bond. But I don't think I'll be dancing on the main stage anytime soon again.
You never know. Never say never, right?
I guess.
I know you're running this show. You're a very busy person. I don't want to keep you here longer than you need to be. Before we quote unquote pass the torch to the incoming president, is there any more words that you want to share with the audience? Anything else that comes to mind? Any reflections so far? Because the show's, I guess we're halfway through it at this point.
Yeah. Well, it's been an amazing week from beginning to now. It's just felt like such a wonderful experience with this group of people. And I guess my parting thoughts would just be to, if you're not here now, or if you are here now, just make sure you plan to be here next year, because St. Louis is going to be, if we could be better this year than this year, I don't know how, but St. Louis is going to take it up a notch.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about St. Louis when Brent comes on next. But that's exciting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've actually never been, so it'll be a fun trip for everybody, I think.
I will let Brent share all the goodness about St. Louis. Should I go grab him?
Let's do it. Yeah. So everybody, say thank you to Renee. A nice round of applause for Renee. Thank you for her time.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you as always.
We love Jet Fresh.
Feel free to take a hat before you leave if you like. But
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
All right, guys, welcome back. We have now our next guest, Brent Leech. He is a freelance designer from Phoenix, but he is also AIFD incoming president.
Correct.
So
that is correct. Thank you.
Applause for the president.
Thank you.
We'll play the presidential music. We'll do it.
Where's the presidential music?
We'll add it in.
Okay, good. All right. Well, all right.
I got the wrong box. But welcome.
Thank you, Ryan. Happy to be here.
How long have you been involved with AIFD?
38 years.
38 years.
38 years. I was 12.
Okay.
Ryan.
I believe you. I'm talking about.
I actually was only 25 when I got inducted. I got inducted right here in Orlando.
You went right away. The first year you got inducted, the first year you went? Or?
Yeah, you have to go through the test, which back then was totally different than what it is today.
Okay.
It's about a year of prep to get to that point, and I got inducted in 88, and I was a student chapter advisor in 1989.
Were you already a designer, already working in flowers?
I was.
Pretty established at that.
Yeah.
25 is pretty young still to be.
I started working in a flower shop when I was 16.
Okay.
So I was 1979.
By choice or force?
By choice, actually, because I wanted, every 16-year-old wants a car. I needed a job.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So I got a job working as a delivery boy and processing flowers, and then Mother's Day hit, and they made me do a little bit more, and that took care of that.
Yeah.
So
my brother's high school car was the flower delivery van.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, it was a pink flower delivery van. You had to drive to school every day.
The first shop I ever worked at, the owner was only like maybe 7 years older than me. So he had the cool delivery van with the mag wheels. It was fun to drive. It was actually pretty fun.
That's fun.
It was awesome. But yeah, I started young.
That's cool. And now you said 28, 38? How many years?
38 years in AIFD, but 47 in the industry.
Wow,
that's impressive. My first shop when I was 21.
How has it changed in 38 years? How different is it now to where it was?
It's changed a lot. I mean, social media and the internet, which didn't exist back in my day, it's so much easier now to get the word out and to get more product out. So in that respect, it's a lot different. We can get to reach a lot more people now than we could have back then.
I'm very curious. Where was that first one you went to? Do you remember?
Where was what?
The first show, the AIFD one?
The first show, 1982, I went to the first symposium.
Where was that?
In Chicago.
In Chicago, wow.
In Chicago, yeah. We've come a long way.
I would love to, I'm sure there's
you weren't
pictures
even born
somewhere.
in 82, were you?
I'm born in 89.
Thank you, Ryan.
Rub that in.
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that.
Sorry. No, but I would love to. I'm going to look up pictures to see if I could see what the different, just to see how much it's changed. I'm sure
the shows and the camaraderie, that has never changed.
Yeah,
that's never changed. That's what I loved about AIFD is that's what you aspire to be if you're a designer, is to join that organization.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love
good.
that. Okay, so now moving forward, you're stepping in. What are your initial thoughts? You eager? You excited? You nervous?
Very excited and nervous.
Yeah.
It's a big responsibility, but it's one that we've been kind of preparing, or I've been preparing for now 2 years.
Sure.
You start as vice president and you work your way up. And what can I say? It's a great organization, but we have some work to do.
Yeah.
We have a lot of work to do.
Okay.
So we're still reaching out to more young people.
Sure.
Like I said, I've been always involved with the students of AIFD, and it's a challenge at our schools.
Do you think that's the biggest challenge, is bringing youth into it? Specifically AIFD?
Yeah, it is. And we just have to keep reaching out to our young people.
Interesting.
And that's why we're so happy with our FFA program. But we're also working on training the ag teachers.
Smart.
As well.
Yeah, smart.
So because they have a huge national competition in Indianapolis every year.
Is there like a next-gen AIFD version or something like that, similar to how SAF does?
Similar.
Yeah.
Similar. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, no, that's a good...
So,
I think for SAF, that specifically has really helped them continue their growth for sure. I know it's not a lot of decision makers necessarily at that event, but it's just people getting more involved in the industry, that is going to continue their careers.
For sure.
In the industry. So
for sure,
that makes sense.
But I've always been one to work with the students. So I even have the students do our board luncheon meetings for me, and they do boutonnieres for me every day. I haven't gotten my one for today yet. They're still working on it. So
okay.
It's coming. It's coming. But I always promote the kids as much as I can.
It's perfect. That's the way to do it.
Yep.
I respect that. So Renee gave us a little teaser. St. Louis 2027.
Yeah.
Can you give us any
It
more?
is going to be so exciting. It's for the first time we actually have the whole facility booked for AIFD. There won't be any other hotel guests there.
There's not a dance mom competition going on?
No, there is no dance mom competition. Although the kids were pretty fun.
Yeah, no, it's fun to see.
It was fun to see.
It was only bad in the coffee line. That was the only problem.
Yeah, that was not good. The Innovation Express is what we're calling St. Louis. Meet us in St. Louis. So the Midwest is always a good draw for us. It's a good draw. I'm originally from Illinois, even though I'm in Phoenix. We were born and raised in Illinois, so I'm very partial to the Midwest. So.
That makes sense. It makes perfect sense. And that's for your year. It's even
That's
cooler.
for my year.
Yeah, for your year, you get to kind
of
of go
relatives
home.
are going to come down.
Right.
And
See
stuff and everything.
See your masterpiece.
See all the good stuff. But we're very excited about it. And we toured it in March, and the facility is amazing.
Okay.
It really is. It's going to be a whole new experience. Some new things we're going to be trying out for the future symposiums as well. So y'all got to get down and check it out.
Are you guys already selling tickets already? Is it
not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we're close.
Okay.
That doesn't open up for another few months. It's usually after the first year we start opening up tickets.
No, I was going to try
that, but get people
sneak a free one out for you for a
thinking
listener.
about it now. You have to plan ahead for these shows. So
Yeah.
definitely plan ahead. They could make Orlando. Hopefully they will make St. Louis if they can.
It's nice because most of the shows generally tend to be on one of the coasts, and you have to usually pick.
It
from one
varies.
to the
Varies.
other.
I know we're looking at like the Northwest and the Northeast for like 2029 and 2030. So we have St. Louis is in 27, and then we're back out in Palm Springs in 28.
Okay.
And so we're excited about that too. But Northeast or Northwest for 29 and 30, who knows? But we always are looking at different areas. We used to travel all the time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Everywhere. So that way it's easier for some of the chapters to get involved.
Makes perfect sense. I get that. So I want to ask you two questions I asked Renee, same questions.
Oh boy.
First one was there a main stage program in your 38 years that has kind of like changed your brain chemistry?
Oh wow.
Something that
we
really
got 38
kind of
years to think about here, Ryan. I think there was one. It was on display, and Norman Dish did that when he was from Canada. He's sorry no longer with us, but he used paper. It was all out of the brown wrapping paper, and he made the most beautiful flowers.
He made the flowers out of papers.
Out of the paper. It was like mind-blowing. You could even do that with that. Of course, now we have so many beautiful flowers made out of fabric, but this was all made out of the brown paper.
Wow.
And it blew me away. So, of course, I had to go back to the shop and try that.
Yeah, origami, right? Just try to figure that out.
Right? I know.
Wow.
But that will always stand in my mind. It was just so dramatic. It was just paper.
I haven't been to many AIFD shows, but the ones that I have been to the last couple of years, I really gravitate toward the presentations where they use different and most weird and creative things to be their structures or be their pieces, or like I think it'd actually be a really fun show to follow a designer around Home Depot and Hobby Lobby.
That's
and
our toy store.
Yeah,
it's always been our toy store. People think, where are you? I have to go to Home Depot.
Yeah, 100%.
To get that, because if you heard that program this morning, Home Depot was mentioned a lot.
Home Depot was a sponsor. I
the
think.
fencing and all of that.
Maybe we need that. That's
right.
The move.
Yeah. Well, you never know. No, that's our toy store. That is our toy store.
Same.
So we love
sure.
it. We love it.
Okay.
And that program this morning was amazing.
Yeah.
It really is. I can't wait to go in and look at it.
So interestingly, I know the next program is AI in floristry.
Yeah, Brandy and Kelsey are coming up.
And then also Donald. I know Donald's a big fan of AI.
Oh, huge.
I know him on social media. He's using it a good amount.
I'm telling you, they got a movie coming out. I'm telling you.
They're halfway there. Like, that's literally
right?
it.
It's
They're
all
halfway
right there. Yeah.
At least a trailer. But how do you see AI coming into the play with AIFD? Do you guys use it in that way? Like,
a lot of members do. I personally do not use it as much. I'm sure I probably will be maybe someday, but I'm old school. Yeah. Although my daughter, she uses and works in the industry, not the floral industry, but she's involved with AI and stuff in another aspect as well. But I mean, it definitely has its advantages and things, but I know, like, even when you do like an email or whatever, and it suggests, AI suggests writing it for. I don't do that because then it doesn't sound like me.
No, for sure.
I want to make sure that Brent is saying
the writing is the tricky part.
Yes.
Getting your voice right is definitely tricky.
It is.
I mean, Donald was
what he was doing with it.
But like if you think about it, they're halfway there to not even needing to be on stage. Like they're basically like next year they could have an entire AI presentation in that whole presentation. So that's pretty interesting.
It was amazing. It was amazing. Cool. Yeah, it definitely has its place.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Well, I love Jet Fresh. I want to throw that in there too. Like I said, I think you and I talked the other day. It's like, oh my God, some of your product
just randomly plug it in.
Amazing. I love all your product. I love it all.
Thank you.
It's just so cool.
What's great here is that like there's just flower lovers everywhere. You know, like you could send them anything and they're going to appreciate it. But we have such an arsenal of stuff to pull from.
This is our one time of the year we all get together.
Yeah.
You know, some of us don't get to see each other until here.
Yeah.
You know, it's a once a year thing. It's a once a year family reunion for us.
Is there somebody that was with you that 38 years ago still here at the show with you?
No, I wish. But a funny story, my sister who was in the, actually she had the wedding cake business and we put the flower shop and the wedding cake business together.
Perfect.
And so she went with me for my testing.
Okay.
I mean, I'd never flown before and I had to fly from Chicago to California. So I was very nervous.
Okay.
Not only about testing, but about
avoid
flying.
Or you
I just never had the opportunity as a kid to do it.
Yeah.
Another funny story, my dad actually was trained to be a pilot back in the day and met my mother and she hated flying. So it was either flying or her. Well, here I am. So he never got to do that.
Never flew. Wow.
But no, I just never had the opportunity. So I was very nervous about flying. So I made her come with because she had flown before.
That's
and stuff. But she's coming to St. Louis next year.
Nice.
She'll be there next year.
Nice. Anything else you want to like tease or anything you're
like I
excited
said,
for in your new year?
Just make sure you come to St. Louis. We got a lot of new ideas we're going to throw at you in Symposium. As far as for the organization goes, we're still big time working with the students and just more aspect with that. And we're trying to train more instructors, especially in the ag instructors, the FFA groups, and get those more involved and stuff. Because like I said, the universities are having issues and problems, and we've been losing chapters, so we're gaining more students by other means.
Wow.
And if that's with FFA and other design institutes and design schools, we can get more members in that way. We're looking out those fields too.
That makes perfect sense.
Yep, we got to keep the young people involved. That's our future.
Sense.
That's our future.
Yes.
Are there any questions from the audience? Anybody have any?
I don't think they could hear what we were talking about.
So this didn't work out entirely as planned in the sense that for those listening, the people in the audience are struggling to hear us because we're talking into the podcast mics, not the speaking out loud mics. So there is a little disconnect there, and we lost a couple.
Y'all can't lip read what's going on.
But it's still a packed house, you know.
It's packed. It's packed. It's huge. It's huge. And you just had your picture taken. I hope you smiled.
Yeah. You got to look. No, you got to look like you're chatting.
You got to look like we're just exactly
candid.
No, I love you. Yeah, this is great. The podcasts are great, and we enjoy having you guys here.
Well, we appreciate you guys inviting us again. This is great for us just to continue to spread the word of AIFD and the Fresh Bunch, and we're going to grow little by little that way. And we hope to be in St. Louis with you recording. We can lock it in now. You do it in St. Louis. Will you tell us how it went? Now you have the beginning. Now you have
exactly
how it
we
ends.
Can compare notes. Yep, it was way better than we thought.
So real quick, outside of AIFD, you said you're a freelancer. Are you still pretty active designing?
I am.
Are you?
Yeah, I am. I'm semi-retired.
Teaching?
Like I owned my own company back in Illinois. We sold that, and then I sold it to for 9 years. Then we moved out to Arizona. My wife and I moved out to Arizona and work for a display company out there. I do displays in permanent botanicals, artificials. And then I travel and do shows for another company where I travel across the country doing presentations.
Busy guy.
Busy flower shops and design.
Huh?
I am very busy. I was in Charlotte right before I came here.
And
then I'll be in Atlanta in 2 weeks.
Wow.
And then
when do you get to go home?
Just for a few days right after this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I think the wife's happy about that, actually.
Is she here?
She is not here.
Okay.
No, she's not here. She'll be in St. Louis. And my son, she was actually expecting our son in 2003, and it was in St. Louis at that time.
Okay.
AIFD Symposium was there, so they're all coming back. And
is your son in the industry? Anything?
He is not. No, he's very artistic, but in other ways. He actually works on cars.
Okay.
A lot, and is being a welder and all that.
And
you
could probably definitely take advantage of that.
Oh, yes, I do.
Just say that word.
I do.
The main stage needs a welder.
Right. And our daughter is very artistic as well, but she works for a private contractor in the Defense Department.
Okay.
So she's on the East Coast.
Okay.
Been out there for 8 years.
Oh,
so very proud of her.
Very cool. Yeah.
Very proud of her.
Sure.
So, very good.
Well,
excellent.
This is This has been great. I'm not going to, I know you're a busy man as
Thank
well.
You very
I'm not
much.
going to
Yes,
keep
I've
you
gotta-
here longer than you need
gotta
to
keep
be.
running, so
But
appreciate
thank you again for including us. Thank
Thank you.
again. Good luck in your year as presidency.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And your year
Looking
after
forward
as
to it.
past president and all.
I appreciate it, Ryan. Thank you very much. Nice.
Brent, we'll see you. All right. That was it. We did it. It didn't really go exactly how planned, but we made it work. Oh, look at this guy. He's walking in. Look at this guy. You could come real quick, say hi, because I'm kind of winding down. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Kelly from Fiddleleaf Florals in Philly, right?
yeah, outside Philly.
Right.
I say Philly because no one's usually heard of Bucks County.
Yeah, that's what I figured as well. I'm sorry to make you run over here. I know you're a busy guy. They got you going everywhere. I saw you on stage lugging branches and things.
Yeah, I said yes to a lot of things this year. Regret it sort of, but not. I mean, I don't regret doing it, but yeah. And like when I'm looking at my schedule, it's like, oh yeah, I got a lot.
No, I get that. I mean, there's just a lot going on, and there's so much volunteer behind the scenes of this that when you see that back room, there's a system, there is an operation going on back there that's impressive.
Yeah, because even the stage presentation that we just did, which was Tim Farrell and Donald Yim on the East Meets West, Dragon and the Wolf, we had everything on stage and we had to take everything off, put it into the gallery. So if you guys are at AIFD, make sure you go check out that gallery. We'll be putting everything in there as these events, main stage presentations end. We had everything on stage and then bringing it into this room, we had a comment like, wow, even on stage, I didn't realize there was so much here because we have everything condensed on that stage and then bringing it out into the gallery so you actually get to see, and everything just kind of becomes a little bit larger than life in that setting.
Yeah. So how many years have you been volunteering for AIFD?
This is my 4th AIFD symposium, and I've done some sort of volunteer work each time. And this
more each time.
More each time. So this time it's because I'm good friends with Tim Farrell. He's one of my mentors. So I did that. Jet Fresh, always want to help out there. So when you guys are here, I get excited. So I, try and weasel my way in there.
No, we're looking for you. It's the opposite. We need your help.
And then my good friend Becky Memo, she is running the leadership luncheon, which is kind of like the farewell salute to our outgoing president Renee Tucci, both of whom are mentors and friends of mine. So it's not that I said yes; it was that I couldn't say no, and I didn't want to say no.
Yeah,
so I'm happy to do it. But when I hit my head hits the pillow at night, it's appreciated.
It's earned.
Yeah, right. That earned sleep.
I respect that. Well, again, I appreciate you and everything that you do to help us. Last couple of years of the show, you've always been really cool just to hang out with and just to be there with you. So we're very grateful for you. And again, coming to quickly join in and
absolutely.
talk here.
I love my Jet Fresh fam. And actually, anytime I see Jet Fresh product like in my area, like that gets maybe shipped to my wholesale or something, I just get excited when I see that box label. And also your sound that you do every time you have like a clip that opens, which is like I'm pretty sure is clippers clipping maybe something.
The snap sound?
Is it clippers?
Sure.
Okay, I think it is because every time like I clip something like with mine that like is like a wooden piece or something, I hear it. I'm like, oh, Jet Fresh.
Now it is. Now I'm going to say it's clippers. Yeah.
Right. It's like SU Law & Order's got that dun. You guys got that click.
Exactly. So as a volunteer, as somebody who's behind the scenes and stuff, like, what is your take on this kind of show? Like, do you do other trade shows, or is this basically the main one you do?
This is the main one, at least at this largest scale. I have done some wedding shows, as Fiddleleaf Florals or as, some other maybe styled photo shoots with other companies as a freelancer. But this is definitely like the largest production, and you kind of understand like why there are so many members is because it takes every single member to contribute in order to make this happen. Mm-hmm. There's so many moving pieces, things that you don't even like understand, like, or, even think to realize, like, we're right next to the workroom here, which is a kind of like a secured area. The ambassador program is there as well. And so they're securing that, making sure that it's a safe space for the people that are working there, from the designers, that their designs are kind of being secured until their main presentation, but also just safety in general. Just because, we're working with water, we're working with leaf stems, this calla lily stems, they could be banana peels if they're on the ground. So we just got to make sure that we're all helping each other. So the systems that are in place are incredibly impressive, and it just takes all of us to contribute. And if you haven't been to AIFD Symposium, come out, check it out. You don't have to volunteer. You can come enjoy the things, maybe sit by the pool a little bit. But I think by your second one, if you decide to come back, you're going to want to, participate to kind of get to see the behind the scenes, see how the sausage is made.
Do you have any idea how many volunteers there are?
So the ambassador program is like a specific program that actually offers a discounted ticket to come and kind of has a schedule throughout the day that you get to see everything, but also be part of it, work maybe with some of the main stage teams or some other aspects.
Right.
That one, I believe it's anywhere from I want to say anywhere from 40 to 60. I don't know the exact numbers because it fluctuates every year based off the number of volunteers.
Of course.
But in terms of the volunteers, I would say 90% of those attending AIFD Symposium are volunteering in some capacity.
It's mostly volunteer. Absolutely. Yeah. And obviously volunteer means you're not getting paid, so
Right.
like this is mostly a volunteer, and everybody's here just community building those relationships and giving their time and effort.
Yeah, and it's a dedication thing because our board of directors, like I mentioned, Renee Tucci, our outgoing president, like everyone that sits on that board, it's a volunteer position. So it's just the passion that they have for this industry, for this organization, just comes through with that.
Man, that's crazy. That's a cool. Like the history of all of this is much bigger than I realized, I guess, is what it is.
Yeah, me too. I mean, this is my 4th symposium. I've been associated with the AIFD for about 5 years when I started my floral journey. And it's just the history and just like the names that come out. And, you hear names repeated of people I've never met, but have clearly had inspiration and elevated other people.
I asked Brent and Renee, has there been a main stage presentation that's like alter your brain chemistry a little bit?
Yeah, and it's actually my first one. So my first symposium, as I said, 4 years ago, was at Chicago. And going to symposium, I didn't really know what to expect. And the first program, I forget what it was called, but it was Charlie Chiappetti. And it was something titled like flower farmers or something associated with farm.
Okay.
And I read that and I was like, well, I'm not a flower farmer. I'm just a designer. Like this isn't for me. Thinking I was going to be walking into like a lecture hall with PowerPoint slide presentations.
Right.
Having no idea what to expect. And the presentation was at 9:30. It was like 9:15. I was still in my room. I was like, I don't think I'm going to do this. And then like, I kind of realized, all right, I paid to be here. Like I made an investment. I should do it. Even if like I'm still in my gym clothes, I'm just going to go. Which was a mistake because if you are coming to AIFD, the room is very cold. So maybe come prepared. Yeah. And you're going to be sitting there for at least an hour. So be prepared. But I was sitting there in my gym clothes and I went to it and it was not what I expected at all. It was this huge production presentation, the stage crew just like making magic happen while, he presented everything, all these beautiful designs. And I remember leaving there, going back to my room and just being like, I'm so glad I went, but also like, this is not what I expected at all. And I was really just blown away. And I kind of compared to that. And every time I see Charlie, I've seen him at 2 of the last 3 that I've been to, I comment on like,
tell him, you let
I do.
him know
I make sure he's reminded that, he keeps me coming to AIFD for symposium just because of that presentation.
Can you see yourself in the future on the main stage?
So I was a stagehand just now for Tim Farrell and Donald Yim, and I had 2 parts where I walked out with something and put it there, and I couldn't even look at the audience. So like I could feel the heat from the eyes, just like with anticipation of seeing the designs, but just being there. So maybe this is my first podcast. So maybe this is my stepping stone.
You're a natural speaker. You got no problems doing this. You have good. What's the word?
I got a face for radio. That's what he's saying.
No. That's funny. But this has been great. I really appreciate everything you're doing. Do you have more doing today? I assume you're back on the main stagehands for more later?
No, so I was just for Tim, I was the stagehand, but as I mentioned, Becky Mem is doing the leadership luncheon, which is on Monday.
Okay.
Do I have the days right? Yeah. Sunday. Thank you, Ali. It's on Sunday, and so I'll be helping with the designs with that. So she's been working the last 2 days straight, just designing with some people that are able to volunteer with her. So I'll be jumping in with her once I can have some time, and I should probably eat breakfast. So
yeah, at some point you should definitely eat something. Cool, man. Well, again, I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I assume we'll see you in St. Louis. That's probably the plan. That's close to your home anyway.
Yeah, right? I believe so. And if you guys are doing Jet Fresh again, I'll weasel my way into that one too.
I mean, we're gonna finagle you. We're gonna weasel you out. But thanks again. I appreciate it. This is gonna be. We're gonna put a bow on this. So I appreciate everybody in the audience for listening. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm sorry that it didn't really work exactly how we planned, but we made the most of it. If you missed it here, you can just hear it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. So thank you to AIFD. We'll see you in St. Louis for 2027. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Brent. Thank you to the audience.